Hey guys, this is Shane Sosa of PALCO Claims here, again headquartered here in New Braunfels, Texas. The last video we talked about the public adjuster versus the appraiser and the what, when, and where, and why behind that. So if you missed that, please go check out that video. The link will be in the description below. What we're going to talk about now is understanding your insurance policy, because who in the world looks at their insurance policy until you actually need a claim? So we're going to hit you up with some things that you should be looking for, asking your agent. We don't sell insurance policies in this office, but what I will tell you is that when our clients have poor coverage, it's really hard for us to help them. So we advocate that all of our clients talk with their insurance agent, making sure they have the appropriate coverages, so that way when a claim comes, you know what you have or you know what you need. What we have seen are where people are underinsured, missing key coverages. It's not a pleasant conversation to have, right? So what we're going to talk about first is the additional living expense coverage, or ALE, and sometimes it also is referred to as loss of use. So what is ALE? Additional loss of income or additional living expenses and loss of use. So let's just say you had a fire at your house, right? And the house is no longer livable because of the amount of damage that went through. You're going to start getting paid through your additional living expense coverage or loss of use. You have to go to a hotel or a short-term rental, things like that, because depending on the amount of damage, you may be out of your house for several months on end, right? Do you have enough coverage to pay for the time that you're going to be out of your house? I can tell you in this office, we've seen it where people have plenty of coverage and they can be out of their house for up to 2 years after their date of loss, until their house is rebuilt. We've also seen it to where some clients only had about 6 months worth of coverage. And guess what happens whenever you run out of coverage? That comes out of your pocketbook, right? So can you afford, if the insurance company is paying $3,000 a month for you to live, somewhere else while your house is being rebuilt, what happens when you run out of the money? Where are you going to go, right? Do you have the ability to pay an additional $3,000 a month? Do you need to go back to a hotel? So that bucket of coverage is super critical. I would kind of budget for what you think you might need, and I always plan for about a year's worth of coverage. Generally a year outside of your home is enough, but God forbid it goes to dispute resolution, such as appraisal or an attorney. I've seen lawsuits go 2+ years, and guess what? You're still not home, you're still not back in it, and that bucket of money is now since run out, right? It's not really wise to have anything less than a year. So depending on where you live, the size of home you live in, whether it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bedroom house, for example, what your needs are, do you have pets, etc. Take that and talk with your agent, and they'll be able to tell you how much money you think you need to live for the next 1 to 2 years in the event of a catastrophic loss, such as a fire, a tornado, a water loss, etc. So that's ALE. The other one is building code coverage, sometimes called ordinance and law coverage. So what is that? So as time goes on, right, we have houses that were built maybe in the 70s, 80s, 90s. Building codes have changed in that amount of time, right? So the building code is designed to keep you safe. So if you have a home that's built in the early 2000s or later than that, you might want to consider adding a building code or law and ordinance coverage to your plan. And what that does is it covers the increased cost of construction to bring your home up to current codes and current standards, right? It ups their premium $6 to $10 a year, when it can give you thousands and thousands of dollars of coverage on that loss. So that is another key coverage that you want to have in your policy. The other one that you might want to be on the lookout for is the cosmetic damage endorsement clause. And what that is it's the insurance company basically says, we don't want to pay for something that's only cosmetically damaged. We only want to pay for it if it's functionally damaged. Now, in the insurance policy, some cosmetic damage exclusions aren't really particularly defined. So again, you'll have to talk with someone who really understands the nuances of policy and insurance language and how does that cosmetic damage apply to your claim. In essence, what they're doing is they're trying to limit their exposure and not pay for the small dent that may be on your roof, maybe on your metal windows, maybe on your gutters. They don't want to pay for those anymore because they're trying to save money by putting in these cosmetic damage endorsements. Talk to your agent and say, does my policy have a cosmetic damage endorsement or a cosmetic damage waiver, for example? If it has that, find out what it takes to take that off. You're going to find that policies that have that have a little bit discounted premium, but not much. I'm going to tell you, I have a client in Wimberley, Texas, who had a metal roof, and he found out he had a cosmetic damage endorsement on it, but he would have never got that endorsement had he known, because his roof was a metal roof and he did not want hail damage on his metal roof or hail dents on his metal roof. He thought he was paying for top of the line coverage. He was not. Definitely talk to your agent about where my limitations are. You can also email us a copy of your policy, and we can do a free policy review in our office. We'll look at it and we'll say, what are the red flags, right? Because again, we can't help the clients that have poor coverage or low coverage, we want you to have the right protection because that helps us better serve you. You can email that to us here at claims@palcoclaims.com or give us a call at 512-553-6432. One of our public adjusters will review everything with you over the phone and see if there's anything that is cause for concern, or at least give you the peace of mind that you have the right coverage for the next potential claim in your life. Again, this is Shane, PALCO Claims. Talk to you soon.